Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm taking you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2021 Ford Mustang MachE Premium all-wheel drive, aka four-wheel drive, dual motor, long range. This has the premium package on it. So it's got the panorama roof, all-wheel drive, extremely clean. Everything is working good. No problems on the car. I'm going to explain about cars in this video, starting with this car, and then I'm going to explain about charging and government incentives. Did you know that if you know somebody who has an electric car right now, not this one, anybody in the United States who owns an electric car or plug-in hybrid, we want that car. So when they want to sell it, call us first, because we have a Retail Plus program. We have a lot of people in government programs looking for cars because there are government subsidies that will help pay for the cost of buying the car. Later in the video, I'm going to talk more about the government subsidies, but we need more EV cars. If you're leasing one, you might be able to buy it out of your lease and sell it to mom, dad, or your kids with up to $20,000 of the money to do it paid for by the government if the person qualifies for subsidies. And that's only in California. It's statewide programs. Even if the federal tax credit expires, September 30th is our understanding, but that doesn't mean the other programs expire. The federal tax credit is only $4,000. The other programs are easily $16,000 or more or less, depending on if you qualify, how much you qualify for or not. So we'll talk more about that later in the video. So let's start with the car. This is a Ford Mustang Mach-E Premium. So the going rate for these cars is around $28,000 to $32,000. This one is priced at $25,000 because we got a great deal on it. And if we price it over $25,000, you won't get the federal tax credit. If you want the $4,000 federal tax credit, call us today or tomorrow between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. at 951-681-2101 to reserve it before somebody else gets it. So this is a Ford Mustang Mach-E Premium. So when you come inside, you'll notice it has driver programmable memory settings, 3, his, hers, and somebody else's. You have leather seats, really nice leather seats. And when you go on your little leather seat menu, so you have heated seats, you have auto climate control, you have Apple CarPlay. Hey Siri, let's get directions to Catalina Island.
Getting directions to Santa Catalina Island.
It's a car. It can't drive to Catalina, but you could go to Catalina Island, and the Apple CarPlay will even tell you how to get there. You'll have to take a boat. You'll have to get out of the car to go there.
Then take the first right.
Hey Siri, cancel navigation.
Ending navigation.
The Ford Mach-E has advanced driver assist systems, including the equivalent of Tesla's autopilot. It has a Blue Cruise capability on this car. So if you want Blue Cruise, just like with Tesla's full self-driving, that's a hands-off smart cruise control where you can literally let go of the steering wheel and the car will drive for you. This car has that capability because it's the Mach-E Premium. Blue Cruise is an extra charge, but without paying the extra charge, you have advanced driver assist system similar to Tesla's autopilot. Tesla autopilot is also no extra charge when you buy a Tesla. The Tesla Model Y is the best, closest match to a Ford Mach-E. Also, similar cars would be Volkswagen ID4, Toyota BZ4X, Honda Prologue, things like that. You have storage with fold flat seats. And so this is considered an SUV. So you have SUV space and cargo carrying capacity. Some people might call it a hatchback by 1980s standard, but they don't. They call it a SUV. So with the seats folded, you're ready for a trip to Office Depot, Costco, one of the big box stores where you're gonna or load up with large objects, and they'll fit in here. You can't do that on a Tesla Model 3. There's a lot more room in here. And these seats just fold up, put away, and you're good to go. Remember, this one is all-wheel drive. So if you're gonna go to where it snows, or where you might encounter ice on the roads, icy bridges, with all-wheel drive, you don't necessarily have to put snow chains to go in the snow, because you have four-wheel drive. This one has dual power seats on both sides, heated seats, leather seat in good condition, and up on the roof, you have a panorama sunroof. Most of the Mach-E's don't have the power panorama sunroof, but this one does. If you want to close the sunroof, you can get these low-cost covers that snap into place. It does not open, so you can't let fresh air in through the sunroof. But you do have a nice panorama sunroof. In a minute, I'm going to go on a little test drive, show you the awesome autopilot-like driver assist package. The car will literally stay in the lane and follow curves automatically. We can open the hood by double pulling the hood release. Let's look in front and see if we have an engine in there. It's a Mustang after all, but there is no engine in front. There's a motor, it's an electric motor in the front, but you don't see that. I don't know if you can see on the video, but the LEDs are sequential blinking LEDs. Up in the front, you have a storage cubby. This can be unsnapped if you don't want the dividers in there and removed. But this also has a drain hole. So if you're going to a big game or a concert and you want to tailgate in the parking lot, you can stick all your drinks in here and throw a bunch of ice. And this works like a ice chest that drains itself. So you can keep all your drinks in the front. Thanksgiving dinner, you can put it in here, or your takeout food, so it doesn't slide around, doesn't stink up the interior like food. And there's no engine up here, so it's not hot. Look, you can touch it. It's warm because it's a 100-degree day today, but it's not hot. Close the hood, or front trunk, or frunk, some people call it. I don't like that name, but that's what they call it. This has parking sensors all the way around. It has emergency automatic braking, so if you're backing up and something is threatening to be hit by your car, the brakes will automatically slam on so that you don't hit it to stop you from crashing. This also has a surround view camera, so there are 4 cameras. There's actually 5 cameras, but there's 4 cameras. One in the backup camera, which has a super wide view. You have side view cameras under your mirrors, little cameras here, and a front camera right here. They stitch the image together to make a virtual drone view of the car and the surrounding area, and we'll show you that in a minute. It's pretty awesome. A lot of cars have that feature now, and a lot of SUVs and minivans have that feature. It's pretty cool. Not all of the Mustang have it, but this one does, because it's the premium. I included a copy of the window sticker at the beginning of the video. That window sticker is the actual window sticker from Ford for this vehicle. Shows the original purchase price. It was not cheap. As talking about cheap, remember, I'm going to explain more about government subsidies, grants, and incentives that we can help you get to buy one of these cars. The trick of those is you kind of have to be already approved when you're selecting the vehicle, because it takes a while to get approved for some of these grant programs, from weeks to months. Let's take it for a little test drive. Driver assist system, there's little LEDs in the mirrors. If a car is in your blind spot and you're driving in a lane, the little lights will blink. If you turn on your left turn signal, as there's a car in your blind spot, it'll blink to warn you, hey, there's a car in your blind spot, you better look. Likewise for the right side. If I pop the transmission in reverse, and some people say, oh, I don't like these shifters are really good, and I'm going to tell you why. If you forget, if you put your car in reverse and open the door and turn the car off, it automatically goes into park, so you don't run over yourself. That has been a problem for some people, running over themselves with their fancy shifters. These shifters prevent you from running over yourself or someone else. You do have a surround view camera, which is a 360 degrees view. If I put it in reverse, I get a reverse view. I can have a super wide view, which is literally 180 degrees field of view, or I can have a more you can actually access the backup camera, like when you're at the stoplight, to help you line up with the limit line. But as we drive forward, go back here, and we get close to the curb, we're getting a view of the curb on the right side. There's an obstacle on the left. Let's get too close to it, but not too close. And then you can see it pass by on your side view camera. So you have easy parking with this vehicle. This Mustang has the premium sound system with the B&O stereo system with a subwoofer and an amplifier and everything. So it's got the better stereo system, but because of copyright on YouTube where this video is hosted, I cannot put copyrighted tunes for you to listen to while I make my video. So to engage the cruise control at any speed, literally you just press the button on the left, and then the cruise control can engage. We're a little too slow right now. And also the lane assist can engage. So right now I have my instrument panel on white, light color, but you can also have dark mode. If you have dark mode, then this whole screen is dark. I'm going to accelerate, give you the 0 to 60 or 0 to 50, moving 13. This is not a GT, it is a dual motor, but it's not as crazy psycho fast as the GT. This is more reasonable yet extremely fast. So if I push this little button on the left, I engage the cruise control. Still have to hold on the steering wheel, but it's going to look at the lane lines and it's going to center us in the lane. The front cameras are watching the driver, so when you have a full semicircle there, that means it's helping you steer. So it's centering you in the lane and everything. Now the autopilot, aka driver assist system, is not autonomous. It is what I said it was, a driver assist system. So the driver still has to drive, just like on a Tesla, even if it's full self-driving. But it will really help you out on those cruises to lower your stress level, because once you engage it, it'll slow down for slowing vehicles. Look, it's slowing down by itself. I'm not touching the brake, the car's doing it automatically. It's slowing, and we stop. I'm gonna go around the stop truck, When you're driving in that stop and go traffic, it will drive for you. You can choose if you want to follow cars ahead, medium, far, or close with the distance selector. But as we engage, the cruise control is on. I still have to hold the steering wheel, but it's centering me in the lane and it's helping me drive. So if I'm a distracted driver, the car is helping me out to prevent me from getting in an accident. The car has literally no reaction time whatsoever, whereas you, the human, especially if you're distracted, could have a long enough reaction time that you would get in an accident without using the system. So I do recommend using the driver assist system. It is working. They have had some issues, but there is a technical service bulletin to fix the system, and that has already been completed on this car. So you shouldn't have any problems with the driver assist cruise control system. And the range is really good. This has the long range battery. So even with only 70% remaining, it still says it has 170 miles of range. So with a full battery, you can probably go about 270 miles on a charge, which is really good. 270 miles range is excellent. I do recommend charge at home. If you live in an apartment and you have to go to superchargers later, I'll show you about how to connect one to a supercharger. You can charge this car with a Tesla supercharger. It takes about 20 minutes to charge at a full powered Tesla supercharger. At other chargers, like your home charger or level 2, might take 5 hours. And if you're charging at level 1, which is just on a regular outlet like you might plug your cell phone charger into, the car will charge from those as well. But it could take, reduce your speed of charge to about adding 3 to 5 miles of charge per hour of charging. So in 10 hours, it would add 30 to 50 miles range at level 1. So level 1 is the slowest, but for a lot of people, if you drive less than 12,000 miles a year, that's probably all you need, level 1 charging, and you'll be fine. Only if you drive more than 100 miles a day do you need level 2 charging or above. Or if you live in an apartment, you may have to supercharge if this apartment doesn't have a charger for you in your parking spot. We've completed a test loop for you. The car drives good. No error messages. Everything is working fine. It's super easy to park into a parking spot thanks to your surround view camera. If you're like, I'm not good at parking, well, I'm good, but maybe you're not good. If you're not good at parking, you just turn on your camera and aim for a parking spot slowly. And let's park a little crooked and see what we see there. See, we're not centered. So you can turn your wheel and you have guidelines on each side to see if you're centered. Now you're almost perfectly centered in the parking space. Good enough, right? And with your backup camera, we can alternately back up into the parking space behind us. See, the parking sensors are beeping to warn, oh, you're getting close to an object. Parking sensors completely surround the car to prevent you from crashing into things and doing damage, which is really helpful. So if you notice screen flickering, you won't see that in human eye, but the camera scan rate can pick that up. But the mileage on the odometer is 46,982, and today is the 7th of August, 2025. With the MachE, you still get a glove box. Some other cars don't give you a glove box, but we do have a glove box. We have a center console, and if I wiggle around in my glove box, we have an owner's manual in there. Comes with the car. Sunglass holder, garage door opener, programmable for garages and gates. If you have a security gate at your complex, you can program one of the buttons for that. This can easily program to open your or close your garage doors or your gates. And you can control the dome lights. This has a tinted back window. The rear window is very dark tinted, so people really can't see in from behind. There's a microphone up here. That's for your Bluetooth hands-free. So when you're using your wireless Apple CarPlay, we are using Apple CarPlay, but it is wireless. The phone is not plugged in. We also have a wireless charger in the center console that'll charge my phone. The phone is sitting there and it's charging on the wireless charger. So with Apple CarPlay, people say, what's Apple CarPlay? It puts your phone apps all on the screen so you don't have to touch your phone. And it also has Android Auto. I don't have an Android phone. I have an iPhone, so that my iPhone shows up on the screen, and all my apps, whatever I need to access, it's all right there. You got Google Maps, you got Apple Maps, and others, Waze and things like that. You can use those. It works really well. Ford Mustang MachE Premium all-wheel drive long range. We're here at a Tesla supercharger with a Ford. I'm going to show you how you would supercharge your vehicle. These are the newest superchargers, and if you notice down at the bottom, they have a number on them. So there's two ways you can charge your EV, whether it's a Tesla or something else. In this case it's a Ford, but it applies to Toyotas and Nissans and other vehicles. Is some Tesla superchargers have an adapter built in to charge the Ford. I recommend that you buy your own adapter. Go to the Tesla supercharger, you can push this button and lift up, hold it, and disconnect the charger. And on this one, the cord is long enough, but the connector is different, so it doesn't plug straight into the car. So you need an adapter. I don't necessarily say buy this one, but this is one type of adapter for your EV. If your plug looks like this and the Tesla port looks like that, you just plug the adapter into the Tesla cord. You make the connection. If your car is set up correctly and your adapter is recognized, the car will start charging. If you have the Tesla app on your phone, you open the Tesla app and you click charge your other RV, and then you choose a location. So if you go to a Tesla supercharger, you can plug in using your adapter or using the charger's built-in adapter, input the charger number into the system, and your car will be able to supercharge. It's very simple. And this works at Tesla's superchargers across the country. As you go around town, you may notice other types of chargers that are not Tesla superchargers. I don't necessarily recommend these other types of chargers. When they only look like that, they're just a round plug similar to a home charging plug. These are not fast chargers. These could be level 2 chargers, but they're not level 3 chargers. Level 1 is a regular 110 outlet. Level 2 is slightly faster, but it still could take 5 hours or longer to charge up a low charge on your EV, whatever the make and model it is, Tesla, Toyota, Nissan, or whatever, Ford. But with the Tesla superchargers, you can probably charge your vehicle up in about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on the power of the charger. Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm going to explain in this video how in 2025 the used clean vehicle Irish tax credit works. What you really have to understand is at the dealership, a lot of the guys are either not that bright or they're total sharks. And you won't know till you're sitting down at the dealership and you're negotiating your deal, and you're going to find out, uh-oh, I went to the wrong place and I've wasted 4 hours. And you'll be under pressure. Just get it done and be done with it. But about 9 out of 10 people screw up and think they're going to get a tax credit, and they don't, because they went to the wrong dealership. To see what sharks dealers are, you need special glasses, but they're sharks. And when you're sitting down with them, they're going to take advantage of your financial lack of knowledge unless you watch this video. Starting with the used clean vehicle tax credit checklist right from the IRS website. If your income is too high, you can't get the credit. If you're a dependent, you cannot get the credit. If you claim the credit in the last 3 years, you cannot get it again. The vehicle must be a one owner plug-in hybrid or electric vehicle from the federal list. We'll show that in a bit. The dealer must be registered with the IRS, and most importantly, the price that the dealer imposes on the vehicle, including accessories, cannot exceed $25,000. It cannot have been sold to another qualified buyer since 2022. Go to the IRS official website, Google search for clean vehicle tax credits, and on there you're going to find the link to the new tax credits and the used tax credits. A lot of people find this very confusing, but what you need to know is if an individual buyer bought that car secondhand after August of 22, it's no longer eligible for the tax credit unless they bought it with the intent of reselling it as a dealer. If it was a business that bought it, it could still be eligible because businesses are not a qualified borrower. But right here on the website, they tell you this selling price of $25,000 less. Sales price includes all dealer imposed costs or fees not required by state law. If the state law requires the fee, certain fees, tax, license, registration, don't affect the credit. But accessory costs, custom wheels, undercoating, all kinds of things like that block you from receiving the credit. And many people go buy the cars and find out later they have to pay it back. That's not what you want to have happen. So go on the IRS website like I'm showing here, read carefully before you visit a dealership. Don't just take the word of the salesman, oh yeah, fill it out on your taxes at the end of the year, because that's not going to happen. When you go to a dealership that's registered with the IRS, if the vehicle price is $25,000, you're only going to pay $21,000 for the car. If the vehicle's $20,000, you're only going to pay $16,000 for the car, because you're going to get the $4,000, the first $4,000 of the price of the car paid for by the IRS instead of by you. That's how the tax credit works. Now we're looking at a list of vehicles from fueleconomy.gov, which is a direct link from the IRS website. It shows a list of the vehicles eligible for the credit. If it's not on this list, it cannot get the credit. And there's a lot of vehicles that are on the list. It has to be a plug-in hybrid or fuel cell vehicle or full electric in order to get these clean vehicle credits. As we're scrolling down the list, just understand, again, to recap, if you don't take the $4,000 credit as cash at the time of purchase, and you think you can fill it out later on your income tax return, you're only going to get a credit against the amount you actually owe on the taxes. Don't skip the second half of this video, because I'm going to explain how you versus someone else might be paying 3 times the price of the car in the total out-of-pocket spend when they buy, and that happens. Or some other people may spend a fraction of the price of the car. I've seen someone buy $20,000 worth of car and spend almost zero or as little as $2,500 out of pocket in the end. So pay attention. We're going to talk about the profit center, government incentives that can help pay for the car instead of you spending your money, lenders, financing, warranty, and EV charging in this video. And the little table of contents is at the bottom to help you navigate. The profit centers of cars can include the vehicle price, insurance, warranty. The big one is bogus accessory profits, trade-in profit, finance profit, service and parts profit. When you walk into a dealership, what you may not realize is that they bought a car for example, for $25,000, and then they're advertising it for $21,000, and $21,000, if they paid $24,000, would mean that they would lose $4,000 off the price of the car. But the important thing to know is when you show up at the dealership, you'll see a sticker in the window saying accessories, $8,000 for paint protection, fabric protection, custom wheels. It might have the stock wheels on it, the stock aluminum wheels, but they'll charge you $2,000 for those. Dealerships are doing that to cheat in the advertising, to get that price, to get you into the dealership in the first place, and then they'll worry about everything else later. Don't fall for it. We include photo number 4 in our listings. Photo number 4 shows you the total cost out the door, regardless of the city, county, or zip code that you live in. It's an Excel spreadsheet, and you can just take a look at that and see what your total is. Photo number 4 in each of the cars that we sell, or in the car when you show up. At A Buyer's Choice, we offer you clean deals without junk fees. We are a by appointment warehouse type dealer where most of our cars are kept indoors. You can make a same or next day appointment by calling by phone. Be careful about just sending an email or text, because for other dealers, you will just reduce yourself from a person to only a lead for a salesperson to pursue until you sign your future income away. Also, most dealers have hidden fees and costs that are added to the advertised sale price that you might not find out about until you are ready to sign. I prefer that you call us between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. so you can be treated like a person and we can answer your questions for you quickly and politely. So you don't get ripped off by another dealer, you should follow a few steps from this checklist, and you can pause the video or take a screenshot of your computer screen. Here's a safety checklist so you don't get ripped off. I will, if you ask, give you a good faith estimate of your total cost out the door for any vehicle you are pursuing from our dealership, because we offer clean deals. When you go to a dealership, they have to make you sign a contract for the purchase of a vehicle. Now, before you go to a dealership, you should ask for a purchase order quoting all fees and costs. What you have to watch out for, and this is just a simple, this is a payment calculator, but this shows cash price vehicle and accessories. You have to watch out for that. These contracts, this is a simple purchase order that we at A Buyer's Choice can send you before you even come to the dealership, so you know how much your total of payments is going to be before you even arrive. Or you can even ask for a simple contract. The antidote for that is our pictures. Photo number 4 includes the spreadsheet. Now, government incentives. Go on the driveclean.ca.gov website and search for incentives. Check for used vehicle, any type, or battery electric or plug-in hybrid. Those have the most incentives. Make sure you got your information and check the little box that says income-based incentives so you can see everything. And this one says $46,000 in incentives available. Some of those are redundant, so let's point some important ones out right here. Driving Clean Assistance Program, $12,000. Federal tax credit, $4,000. Our dealership is authorized to participate in these programs. That's how some of our customers can end up, even if a car costs $25,000, they may only spend $8,000 out of pocket. Or if a car costs $20,000, they may only spend $2,500. The smoking deals are real. And go to the driveclean.ca.gov. I'm clicking on the little boxes here. This is how the site operates. You click on more details to learn about the programs. That's your homework if you want to save a bunch of money by having the government pay for your car instead of you. Many people don't realize this, but it has been available for several years. driveclean.ca.gov, California official website, right there. There's 3 types of lenders that you can obtain auto financing from. Of course, at the dealership, your financing can be arranged, But that's if you're really lazy and you don't mind paying lots of money. We recommend, in your best interest, is to go check out some credit unions. Right here is Arrowhead Credit Union, Altura Credit Union, Schools First Federal Credit Union, Altura Credit Union. All of these different credit unions. A credit union is exactly the same thing as a bank. A bank and a credit union are the same thing, but there's a major difference. Because when you do business with a bank and you're making your monthly payment, if your monthly payment is $300 a month, probably $100 of that month is going to pay shareholders on Wall Street. Whereas the credit union, your monthly payment might be $200 a month instead of $300 a month. But it still works just like a bank. There's other Navy Federal Credit Union. You definitely want to search and see if you can qualify for financing at a credit union first. Get pre-qualified before you step foot in a dealership. A lender will look at 4 factors about you to decide if you're a good lending risk. Your healthy credit score, ideal would be 700 or higher. Your debt to income ratio and your proof of income are very important to obtain financing. If you find yourself challenged in that department, we can also hook you up with Westlake Financial. Now, Westlake Financial, you can pre-qualify for them. They're pretty easy to get approved, and they're not quite loan sharks, but their interest rates probably start around 8% and go up to as high as 30%. Whereas if you apply for a credit union, their interest rates could be as low as 3 or 4% on an auto finance. And just to help you understand, here is a little chart that I'm going to pause the video on this little chart so you can study what your monthly payment might be depending on your loan interest rate approval. Remember, you can screenshot this image with your device or your phone. Now, take for example this Tesla. It has a buy it now price. That's our seller information. We've been on eBay for 24 years. You can look at our feedback scores. We have 100% feedback going back for 24 years. We're not a dealership that opened up yesterday. We've been around a long time. And you can see what we've been up to right here on our eBay page. Looking at our feedback right now, going back for a very long time. eBay is not as good as it used to be. It's not as productive, but you can take advantage by seeing who the heck we are. And that's my picture, that's our feedback, that's our rating. In 2001 we've been on there since. And as we go click through here, that's a GMC Yukon. If you notice, the listing has blue and white. As we scroll down, that's our seller information. We have our phone number on there that you can find even to give us a call. And if you're not sure what it is, it's 951-681-2101. If you're looking at one of our listings, the $8,000 price, that might be what you pay if you qualify for all the government incentives, and the $21,999 might be what you pay if you don't qualify for any. You will need a login and password to get into eBay to prove who you are. And eBay is a very great site. It's been around for a very long time. As we scroll through the listing here, you see the details about the listing, and there is bold blue and white letters passing by the screen with our phone number, 951-681-2101, or click on giant photos. Look at all these giant pictures you can see on eBay. And that photo number 4, that's the one we've been talking about. That's got your total out the door. Look, there's the federal tax credit. We are registered with the U.S. Treasury and the IRS, 24 years in business, and we can do the tax credit point of sale cash value for EVs and plug-ins. That means the government pays the first $4,000, even if you live in another state. Like if you live in New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, New York, any of the other states other than California, or if you live in California, same thing. First $4,000 paid by somebody in the government instead of by you. We have glorious pictures here, a picture of our office and our phone number again. Call us between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. and we do offer shipping. We've shipped overseas and we can ship throughout the country. And scrolling down, and if you take a picture of that little barcode there, that will give us our Better Business Bureau accreditation details. And here's some shipping examples. Again, ship cars all over the country. RVs too. Now, RVs normally have to be driven. That is a picture of the inside of the auction. We can get your choice of any of millions of cars that are available right now. If it's not on our website, we can still get it. You want a Lamborghini? We can get it. You want a Ferrari? We can get it. You want a Bentley? We can get it. We can get anything. But we only carry a small handful of cars versus what we can get. You can also get a warranty with our cars. The company is DOWC. Just Google DOWC for Dealer Owned Warranty Company, and you'll find this booklet that explains about warranty coverage. You can get from 1-year warranty up to 5-year warranty, and limited miles or unlimited miles are available. You can call and request a price for each car that we offer. Again, go on Google, type in, search for DOWC, and you'll find our warranty, extended warranty provider right there. So now we're going to talk about charging your plug-in vehicle. On the left is a Tesla Model 3. On the right is a Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid. This one is gas plus electric. This one is electric only. So the electric plug on a Tesla is a different shape than the electric plug on other vehicles. Now, some manufacturers like Ford, for example, and we have a Ford level 1-2 charger right here. Notice there's a plug right here. You can plug in one of the adapters into it. The same thing applies for a Tesla plug. The Tesla has a plug, and you can choose the type of power for your house. So a level 1 or 2 adapter supports either 50 amp, which the plugs look like this, these are big, or your regular plug like you might plug in a toaster in your kitchen or a vacuum cleaner or something. This is the Ford 50 amp and the Ford 110. Now they have this safe adapters, so all you do is plug this into your charger depending on the type of outlet you have. So the 110 outlet, like you might plug a toaster in, these will charge between 3 to 5 miles of driving. I'm sorry, 3 to 5 miles of charging miles per hour to your battery. If you plug in the more powerful 50 amp or 40 amp 240 adapters, it'll add about 30 or sometimes more miles of driving per hour of charging. Alternately, if you go to a supercharger, here's a picture of a supercharger, you can use an adapter. Using the adapter that has either this type of connector or this type of connector, there's one for each direction. You can plug in a Tesla at any other type of charger, or you can plug in any other type of plug-in vehicle at a Tesla charger. They're interchangeable if you have the adapter, which let's say they cost about $100. So this is the Ford charger. This is a really nice charger because this is the Ford level 1 or level 2 charger that uses those adapters. It'll plug into and charge other vehicles like this Chrysler, and because it's level 2 capable, it'll charge it faster than a level 1. Remember, on level 2 it'll charge 30 more or less miles of driving per hour of charging. So if you leave it plugged in for 10 hours on level 2, 30 times 10 is 300 miles of driving, possibly, depending on the capacity of the battery. Likewise on the Tesla, If you plug in the Tesla charger, which is over here, looks like this. It looks very different, but it plugs in to the Tesla. Now they have adapters from Tesla to, this is called EVSE, and there's a different version with two little prongs underneath. That's DC fast charging, EVSE. But Tesla supports fast charging through the same port. Now normally fast charging is not available at your home. It's only available at a supercharger. If you go to other off-brand non-Tesla chargers, you may not get a fast charge. I see a lot of complaints about the non-Tesla superchargers. Now those two chargers I've shown you so far are level 1 or level 2. Here is a Toyota or Honda charger. This is a used one. It has a regular 110 outlet, so it'll charge 3 miles of driving per hour of charging. And sometimes they'll charge up to 5 miles of driving per hour of charging. Is EVSE type, using an adapter, a regular, like a Toyota or Honda charger, to a Tesla. They plug in and they will charge a Tesla. So if you have the adapter with you, you can charge your Tesla anywhere. Likewise, if you have a Toyota or a Honda or a Chrysler or one of these other types of Ford that uses the EVSE style charger, if you have the adapter, you can go to a Tesla supercharger and charge your car there. So that's a level 1. These other chargers with 2 adapters plugs will charge level 1 or level 2. If you don't have level 2 in your garage, that's okay. You can charge level 1. So this van is got a gasoline engine and a big hybrid battery. So if you charge it up, it'll go 20-30 miles of electric power before it switches to gas. So you have over here, you have the Tesla, which is battery only. Now beware, some earlier battery only cars like Nissan Leaf, for example, Fiat 500e, they would only go 60, 70, 80 miles on a charge. Even the Toyota RAV4 EV would only go like 90 miles on a charge. And I'm talking about the newer version, which is the 2013 model Toyota RAV4 EV. Wouldn't go that far. It was electric only. If I whip out a calculator here, and I'm going to explain some quick math, that'll go probably 35 miles on a charge times 365. That's 12,000 miles a year. A plug-in hybrid, it depends how often you plug it in on how far you can go. But with a plug-in hybrid, you don't have to plug it in. You can drive on gas only, so you can take your long cross-country trips. As opposed to an electric vehicle, you have to plug it in. Now I'm going to explain how for best practices. Now for best practices, if you have a plug-in vehicle, you're going to get the best result if you charge it every night, or whenever you're not driving, when it's sitting in your driveway or at home or in your garage, whatever, have it plugged in when you're not driving it. In the case of this Tesla, you have an adjustable slider here. You can set your maximum rate of charge, and by default, Tesla shows you on the graphic here, they recommend charge it up to 80% for daily use. And then if you're plugging it in every night, the cycles on the battery aren't going to be that much. So at the current location, it can charge at 32 amps, but this is adjustable. You can charge it more, maybe less. Depends on the power capability where you know you're plugged into and it remembers. If you live in an apartment, you're going to have a different experience than if you live in a house or someplace safely where you can safely plug it in every night. You're going to have the best experience if you plug it in every night, even to a 110 outlet. Even if you don't have the 240, that's okay, because if this car is charging at 5 miles of driving times say 12 hours a day, half the day, it's building up 60 miles of driving. Now if you drive more miles on one day or less miles on another day, it depends on your commute. If you have a longer than 60-mile daily commute, probably by the weekends it'll catch up on your daily charging, even if you only charge it on a 110. But if you have the level 2 connector in your garage or your driveway, it'll charge in 5 hours from empty to flat, typically on most of these full electric Teslas. But regardless if you're charging a Tesla or a plug-in hybrid, you want to charge it every night for best results. Let's say you live in an apartment and you're thinking about getting a Tesla and you have nowhere to plug it in. How would you handle it? For best result in that case, you should probably get the extended range version. There's standard range, medium range, and extended range versions that drive a little bit farther, hold a little bit more charge in the battery. And then with that, you can run it all the way down to 10%. And by that time, this Tesla says if you run it below 20% and you go to a supercharger and fast charge it, it'll charge to 80% in 20 minutes, roughly. Not all chargers are created equal. Tesla even gives a tips screen. Look right here, supercharging tips. When we tap on that, find the fastest supercharger, navigate to the supercharger, arrive with 20% of the battery or less to maximize the charging rate, leave space between the cars, move your car after charging, and it's possible that water vapor could occur in cold weather because of the radiant heat. Those are the supercharging tips. Now compare that to this plug-in hybrid. This plug-in hybrid has a gasoline engine and a battery. So this one doesn't give you the same type of range anxiety that you might have with an electric car. Generally, Teslas don't give you the same kind of range anxiety that you would have had with an older electric car like a Nissan Leaf or Fiat 500e. These are longer range, full capable cars that you may not even have to take to a outside charger away from your house, not very often, unless you have an incredibly ridiculously long commute. And if you do, what are you driving all over the place for with so many people working from home? Don't forget to check out our website. Our website is easy, mybestcar.com. So it comes up first on Google. If you type in mybestcar.com, there it is, and the Star Wars letters, mybestcar.com. The company name is A Buyer's Choice. You can view all of our vehicles right there on the website. And take this Mustang MachE, for example. Have a peek through here. We have it enlarged slightly. And click on the photos to view all photos. And look, there's photo 1, photo 2, photo 3. This one happens to be the window sticker. And there's that photo number 4 that we talked about. Photo number 4 shows you your total out the door. Regardless of where you live, you can figure it out. What's the least you'll have to pay, or what's the most you'll have to pay. Right there, photo number 4. And you can view all our vehicles on our website, view all inventory. Our YouTube channel, we have a lot of videos. Our videos is like a resume of what we've been doing. 20 years of eBay feedback, links to financing, RV parts, vehicles on TrueCar, eBay, a direct link to eBay. And here you might want to check out the cars.com listing, because this is where you'll find the Carfax report for free on a vehicle. Take this 2023 Ford Mustang Mach-E. As I scroll down, it's got a price matrix on there that says whether there's a good deal, great deal. Remember, this car qualifies for the $4,000 tax credit, so that $26,750 would automatically be reduced by $4,000 when you take the tax credit, which a lot of other sellers cannot do or will not do. There's photo number 4 again that shows your total out the door. If you start adding up those incentives, you could possibly get $22,000 off the price of the car if you qualify for all the incentives. And none of those cheaper cars are going to be as cheap as this car. This is a great smoking deal when you add the incentives into the equation, where if you go buy from those other dealers that look like they have a great price, again, you may be paying triple what it's advertised for. And right here, look, there's your Carfax right in the listing. Click on that. It opens up the Carfax direct from the Carfax website for this vehicle, and you don't have to pay. It's a free copy, and you even have the manufacturer's original window sticker in HD that you can look at, see what all the options are on our cars. None of the other dealers offer this kind of transparent detail, so you can get all the consumer advocate facts. It's right there. And again, on cars.com, the listing does not show any of our RVs. We do have a lot of RVs coming through our shop. If you want to see the RVs, click on view all vehicle inventory, and then you can view our RV inventory with our automotive inventory. And as we're scrolling down the page here, we have a filter on the left. If you select to filter the inventory type, I passed it. Let's go back. On the left, move the little cursor over to the left there, a little more to the left, right there. Vehicle type, change it to vehicle type, vehicle make, vehicle model. I've selected RVs only, and you're looking at a lot of RVs that we've sold. We are an RV specialist dealer, and hybrids and electric cars. That's our specialty.